Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys fans, today we're diving deep into a game that left many of us with a mix of frustration, questions, and a sense of urgency. The Dallas Cowboys, after a promising 3-game winning streak that had us all feeling optimistic about the postseason, faced a harsh reality this past weekend. They met their match, and it wasn't just any team. It was the Detroit Lions, a squad that's been ascending rapidly in the NFC, and they handed Dallas a 44-30 defeat that exposed some systemic issues, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. But what's really caught everyone's attention, what's fueling the debate across social media, sports talk shows, and fan forums, is the performance of the linebacking core, especially the decision to leave Kenneth Murray Jr. on the field far too much despite his struggles. This isn't just about one bad game, it's about a recurring pattern, a coaching decision that might be hampering the team's chances in what is shaping up to be a highly competitive playoff race. So, let's unpack this thoroughly. How did the Cowboys go from looking like a dominant, resilient team to a squad that's now got serious questions hanging over its head? What does it mean for their playoff hopes? And most importantly, what can the coaching staff do to correct course? Trust me, there's so much to analyze here, and I want to give you the most comprehensive breakdown possible, from game specifics to long-term implications. First, let's set the scene. The Cowboys entered this game with high hopes, riding that 3-game winning streak that rekindled optimism around AT&T Stadium. Fans were beginning to believe that maybe, just maybe, this team had turned a corner, especially after their impressive performances against lesser opponents. But then they faced the Lions, a team that's been a bit of a thorn in their side recently, and everything changed. From the start, it was clear that Detroit was prepared to attack Dallas's defense with a mix of power running, quick passes, and strategic play calling. And yet the most glaring issue wasn't just the scheme, it was the personnel deployment, specifically in the linebacker position. Kenneth Murray Jr., who's been under scrutiny all season, was on the field far more often than fans and analysts would have liked to see. The question is, why? Let's take a closer look at Murray's performance. Throughout the game, he was repeatedly beaten in coverage, missed key tackles, and seemed slow to react to plays. This isn't just a one-game anomaly, it's part of a pattern that has been developing over the season. Murray, who was supposed to bring physicality and coverage ability, has often been a liability rather than an asset. His tackling has been inconsistent, and his decision-making under pressure has come into question more than once. Now, contrast this with Logan Wilson, a linebacker who was acquired in the offseason and was expected to provide a spark. Wilson, who's shown flashes of playmaking ability in past games, was largely sidelined in this contest. Fans and media alike are wondering, why isn't Wilson seeing more snaps? Is it a coaching decision, a scheme-fit issue, or perhaps a matter of trust? Whatever the reason, it's become a hot topic because the defense, especially the linebackers, seem disorganized, slow, and unaggressive at critical moments. Let's get into some specifics. One of the most glaring plays was Jahmyr Gibbs' ankle-breaking catch and run. Murray was late to react, and when he finally tried to make a tackle, Gibbs had already gained significant yardage. That play epitomized what many fans have been noticing all season, Murray's lack of agility and awareness. On another play, David Montgomery scored a touchdown after Murray took the wrong gap, revealing a fundamental misread. These aren't just minor mistakes, they're fundamental errors that cost the team dearly, and it's not just Murray. Ron Bland also missed a tackle on Gibbs, further highlighting the defensive struggles. But the consensus is clear. Murray was the weakest link, and his prolonged presence on the field is puzzling. When the Cowboys traded for Wilson, the hope was that he would reduce Murray's snaps and inject some much-needed energy and reliability into the linebacker core. Instead, Murray's playing time has remained excessive, and the results speak for themselves. So what does this mean for the Cowboys' season? Well, it's quite straightforward. If the defense continues to be this porous, especially in critical moments, their playoff chances diminish significantly. The NFC is fiercely competitive, and every game is a must-win. Right now, their defensive struggles are the biggest obstacle standing in the way of a deep postseason run. This game also raises questions about the coaching staff's decision-making. Head coach Mike McCarthy and defensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer are under scrutiny. Many fans and analysts are pointing fingers at defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, whose schemes have been criticized for not maximizing the talent on the field. Eberflus, who has a background in Chicago's gritty defense, seems to be facing a challenge here. How to get the most out of his personnel, especially when some players like Murray are underperforming. And let's not forget the broader context. The Cowboys entered the season with high expectations, built around a solid defense and an offense capable of putting up points with Dak Prescott, C.D. Lamb, and Tony Pollard. But the defense, which was supposed to be the backbone, has been inconsistent. The recent struggles, especially in the linebacker position, threaten to undo all the progress made earlier in the year. The coaching staff must reassess their personnel rotation and scheme to maximize the team's potential. Now, it's important to analyze how this impacts the team's overall strategy moving forward. The next few weeks are crucial. The Cowboys need to figure out whether they can rely on Murray, or if they must give more opportunities to Wilson and other players to strengthen their run defense and pass coverage. The upcoming games against teams like the Eagles, Bills, or even the Commanders will test their resilience and adaptability. If they don't address these issues now, the risk is that they'll fall short of the playoffs or, worse, face another early exit. Switching gears a bit, let's reflect on the historical performance of the Cowboys' defense. Over the past few seasons, they've fluctuated between solid and mediocre, often hampered by injuries and inconsistent personnel decisions. The linebacker position has historically been a challenge for Dallas, with different players trying to fill that role and struggling to find stability. Murray's struggles are not isolated. They are part of a larger pattern of defensive inconsistency that the coaching staff needs to fix. From a statistical perspective, Murray's tackling percentage this season has been below league average, and his missed tackles have been costly. Meanwhile, Wilson, when given the chance, has shown flashes of playmaking ability, including a few tackles for loss and coverage stops. The question that remains is whether the coaching staff will adjust their rotation or continue to stick with the status quo, risking further losses and missed opportunities. Now, let's compare this situation with other NFL teams. Many successful defenses rely on a balanced linebacker core, with players who can cover, tackle, and rush the passer. Teams like the San Francisco 49ers or the Philadelphia Eagles have built their success on versatile linebackers who can do it all. Dallas has the talent on paper, but the execution and scheme fit are still issues. The decision to keep Murray on the field so extensively, despite clear signs of struggle, could be the difference between a playoff team and an early exit. Looking ahead, what can fans expect? Well, it's clear that the Cowboys need to make some tough decisions. Will they bench Murray in favor of Wilson or other younger players? Will they adjust their scheme to better utilize their personnel? These are questions that will define the next few weeks of their season. The coaching staff's ability to adapt and make strategic changes could be the key to salvaging their playoff hopes. And of course, the fans are watching closely. After such a disappointing loss, the social media buzz is intense. Many are calling for changes, demanding accountability from the coaching staff, and expressing concern about the team's future. Others remain hopeful, pointing out that the season is still salvageable if adjustments are made quickly. The rivalry with the Eagles, upcoming games, and the race for the NFC playoff spots all hang in the balance. Now, let's look at the broader picture. The NFL is a league of parity, where small adjustments can lead to big results. The Cowboys have the talent, but they must execute better and make smarter personnel decisions. The decision to leave Murray on the field for so many snaps despite his struggles is a red flag. It raises questions about coaching trust and strategic planning. If they want to compete with the best in the league, they need to get this right and fast. In conclusion, this game was a wake-up call. It highlighted the glaring issues in Dallas's defense, especially at linebacker, and the need for immediate corrective action. The season isn't over, but the window for fixing these problems is closing rapidly. The Cowboys have the talent and the potential to be a playoff contender, but they must address their defensive missteps and reevaluate their personnel strategies. So, what's next? Will we see a change in the linebacker rotation? Will the coaching staff finally admit that Murray's time is up, at least temporarily? Can they shore up that run defense and pass coverage before it's too late? These questions keep us on the edge of our seats, and I, for one, am eager to see how they respond in the coming weeks. The NFL season is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so exciting, moments of brilliance, heartbreak, and everything in between. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think Murray should be benched? Are you confident that the coaching staff can turn things around? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and everything you need to stay ahead of the game. Stay tuned and keep rooting for the Cowboys because this season is far from over and the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and IT makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. So wrapping it all up, what does this game tell us about the Cowboys' future? Well, it's a reminder that even a talented team needs smart, strategic decisions at every level. The defense's struggles, especially in the linebacker position, could be their Achilles heel if not addressed. The coaching staff needs to make bold choices, perhaps giving more snaps to Wilson, adjusting their schemes, or even reevaluating personnel rotations. The upcoming games are critical. The NFC playoff picture is tightening, and every game counts. The Cowboys have the pieces to be a playoff contender, but the way they respond to these challenges will define their season. It's a test of resilience, coaching, and execution. And let's be honest, fans are craving stability, consistency, and a clear plan moving forward. The players, too, need to step up, especially those in key positions like linebacker, which has become a glaring weakness. This game serves as a wake-up call, a reminder that the NFL is a league of adjustments. Teams that adapt quickly and efficiently tend to succeed. The Cowboys have the talent, but they must execute better, especially in crucial moments when the game is on the line. The coaching decisions, particularly around personnel, will be under scrutiny, and rightly so. In the end, the NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. The Cowboys still have opportunities ahead, but they must learn from these setbacks. It's about making the right changes at the right time, ensuring that the weaknesses don't become the team's downfall. The journey to the playoffs is still very much alive, but it requires focus, discipline, and smart football. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the coaching staff will make the necessary adjustments? Are you worried about the defense's future, especially at linebacker? Drop your opinions below and let's keep this conversation going. Your insights and passion are what make this community so special. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and exclusive insights. So stay tuned, keep supporting the team, and let's hope this tough loss ignites a fire that leads to a stronger, smarter Cowboys team in the weeks to come. The season isn't over yet, it's just beginning to heat up. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Cowboys.